Thank you, Austin Rivers, for giving us something to talk about today. Austin, you are half right. The half where you're talking about NFL players can't make an NBA roster, you're absolutely right. Some of the greatest athletes on the planet play in the NBA, right? Okay, if only the NFL was just about being an athlete. And this is the half where I think he's wrong, right? The half where I think he's wrong is talking about the fact that there's 30 NBA players. I don't know where he came up with that number. 30 NBA players that can make an NFL roster. We need some stipulations here, and maybe he provided them, but I was afraid to click that link because I didn't want to dislike Austin Rivers. I don't know exactly what he said on the Pat McAfee show. Imagine me going on a fucking basketball show being like, I could do y'all's job. So here's where he's wrong. I do think there are a couple players that if you gave them like a year or two and, you gave them training and they could catch up a little bit, they do have the athleticism that they might be able to make a roster or make a training camp. I do think it's possible. I've arrived at a number. I think there's an over-under here. I think the over-under, I'll set it at like 7.5. Y'all can weigh in on what you think. And there's no wrong answers, right? Because this is never going to happen. Why would an NBA player ever want to play in the NFL? It's harder. They always talk about tall players, Cowboy. They talk about, Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez, Jimmy Graham. They never fucking mention Fendi Anabon. They never mentioned guys you never heard of that played college basketball. Here's the thing. I forgot about Tony Gonzalez playing in the NBA. Now y'all are claiming him? I forgot about Antonio Gates playing in the NBA. Now y'all are claiming him? Oh, so it's just college basketball players. Like if you played basketball and you're tall at any point in your life, you might be able to play tight end in the NFL. Okay. So I would figure it'd be even easier. We'd see more NBA players crossing over to the NFL. Listen, there's a ton of guys. We didn't mention Mo Alley Cox. There should be a bunch of tall motherfuckers, bunch of slender men that only catch fades in the corner of the end zone, by the pylon, in the red zone. If this were the case, there'd be a tall guy on every team. Okay, right? Riddle me this. Where are all the guys rushing to make an NFL roster since it's so fucking easy and the sport's so easy? There should be hordes of lanky motherfuckers who couldn't shoot well enough and had to go play in like Uzbekistan, right? Not by choice. You would think they'd be like, well, I'll just go play in the NFL. I want to go over and make 50 grand playing in Turkmenistan, one of these Stan countries. Bunch of motherfuckers playing in Stan countries. They could be playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why would you do that? So where are all these guys, right? Because you don't have to be an NBA player, evidently. The people I keep hearing about are Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez, Jimmy Graham. These guys, they play college basketball. Okay, well, there should be a lot more former college. Whatever happened to the Vital guy from Baylor? He should be a fucking Pro Bowler right now. So anyways, people always talk about tall guys. Here are the guys that I actually think could make a roster, possibly. And I'm going to name a couple. First off, I'm going to phone Tony Allen. He's like 42 years old, but I flew with Tony Allen on a regional jet, and he's just an impressive-looking motherfucker. And he's not too tall where he's just going to get forklifted, right? Like, he's like 6'4", 230, D's people up, kind of crazy. I feel like a Tony Allen type could make the NFL maybe, right? I think Russell Westbrook is crazy enough to play in the NFL. I also think he's explosive enough to play in the NFL. I'll give you a wild card. Jaylen Brown. You might say, why? Jaylen Brown's not the biggest guy. He's the right size. He's like 6'4", 220. You put an extra 20 pounds on him. I'm not saying he's going to set the edge, but I could teach him how to pass rush. He's kind of explosive. I'm just throwing a name out there. Anthony Edwards. Okay, Ant-Man. Let's be topical. Ant-Man can play whatever position I think he wanted to play. There's just not a lot of guys like that, right? Like, so everybody's focused on the tall guy. I'm focused on kind of the shorter guys. You want to talk about tall guys? Steven Adams. I heard his name tossed around today. All due respect to Steven Adams, bad motherfucker, great basketball player. Met him in a nightclub once. Super cool guy. You put Steven Adams at tackle, Shaq Barrett's going to forklift him. How about a bull rush from Shaq Barrett? All right. You put KD in the slot, you know what's going to happen? Fred Warner's going to fold him like one of those camping tables. You know the camping tables? They're like 8 feet. You fold them in half, now they're 4 feet. KD would be 4 feet tall. And I think KD would tell you that. I think KD loves football. I don't think you hear any foolishness like this from KD. KD knows. If you put one of these big wings out there, I'd call up Bob Sanders right now. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Probably can't even turn his neck. But if you put Bob Sanders on the field with a big wing, you know what happened? He turned that big wing into Lieutenant Dan. That's what would happen. Yeah, I watch these basketball games. Somebody gets undercut under the bat. It's a physical game, no doubt. Somebody gets undercut on the basketball court. You know what happens? Stop the press. Everybody just make sure this guy's alive. They're like poking at him. Hey, you good, bro? Let's stop the game for a little bit. Let's go to commercial. What a pro wants, what a pro needs. I got to listen to that shit for 3 minutes. Okay, and then we're back on the court. Guy's still on the ground. He's holding like his head. He didn't even land on his head. You know what happens in the NFL when you get undercut? The back of your head hits the ground. You get a little CTE, and you go back to the huddle and do it again. Nobody stops the game. Nobody cares. Move the fucking drill. They don't move the drill in basketball. They stop the shoot around, I'm pretty sure. Y'all don't even get hurt in practice. I've been on an NFL field where a guy got a rib broken and it collapsed his lung, and the coach said, move the drill so the ambulance can get on the field. We're gonna go to inside run. Okay? All right. Jalen Suggs, right? He's a quarterback. Jalen Suggs makes like $7 million for the Magic. Mitch Trubisky makes about $6 million a year. What's stopping you? You know? Mitch Trubisky, that's not a real high bar. Jalen Suggs, you come right over. Come on, Cletus. Since it's so fucking easy, go get one of these $30 million contracts. Didn't you play high school quarterback? All right, here's the main thing keeping NBA players from crossing over. Even if they were good enough, even if they were talented enough, even if they were kind of mean enough, here's what's keeping them. Training camp. Hey, coach, what time's shoot around? Ain't no shoot around, bro. 8 a.m., full pads, 110 degrees. They had us fucking practicing on a field in St. Louis next to a burning underground landfill. It was like an Aaron Brockovich situation, okay? They don't care. You got sweaty balls. You got sweaty butt. You got fucking first drills inside run. Your breakfast is right here. I got a bruise on my forehead that starts day one of camp. Oh, and training camp's like a month long. I mean, even the new CBA. I don't know if you guys can handle the new CBA. Oh, and we got these guys called coaches who actually yell at you and say whatever the fuck they want to and treat you like employees. I don't know if you ever heard of those people. I know in your league, they just kind of make sure you get on the team plane and they know when to call a timeout. Matter of fact, Austin Rivers, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go coach the Clippers. Doesn't seem too hard. I'm going to go coach the Sixers. Doesn't seem too hard. Sports science guys, what do you think? Should I call a timeout? Should we give them a day off? You can't load manage in the NFL, bro. The minute a coach talks to you sideways, you're going to flip out. You're going to leave. The minute inside run starts and you're like, oh, wait, can't I just play in the game, coach? Nah, that's not the way it works. It's not the way it works, okay? I'm telling you, Austin, no disrespect to Doc, but I probably coach in the NBA. There's at least 50 NFL players that coach in the NBA. You don't get guaranteed money. Yeah, y'all wouldn't like that at all, right? Like they're not going to change the rules of the league. You got to come over and you got to shovel shit for a living. That's going to be the part that's going to keep you. Your lifestyle is too good. Why would you ever want to play in the NFL, dude? Why would you want to play in the NFL? I have an above ground hot tub. Shit ain't sweet. All right, I'm old CBA money. I got an above ground hot tub. I can't turn my neck sideways. You think this is a game? This is a game, Austin? Not like basketball. Listen, and I got so much respect for NBA players. I think they're incredible athletes. But I just think in all seriousness, I've always had a pet peeve. Like when LeBron was young, maybe you give him a chance, that sort of thing. But like, it's no foregone conclusion that LeBron's going to be fucking – I mean, look, how impressive is that football player from Florida that plays for the Atlanta Falcons last couple of years? I feel like that dude could probably go get 20 in the NBA. I'm joking. But the point is, he's got an NBA build, right? Kyle Pitts, basically like an NBA player, right? Just put him out there, right? Oh, well, there's this whole complicated thing about like the quarterbacks is throwing you the ball, and then you got to run the ball sometimes, and the scheme's got to be right, and then you got to get through training camp. You got to stay healthy. Like, nah, bro, it ain't automatic. So I think this is a really fun conversation because I love when people give us topics on a Tuesday, and I could not wait for the podcast to drop this. Like I'm sitting here, I'm like trying to do a selfie video. I'm like, fuck this. I want the whole thing. I want to get on YouTube. Listen, I got a lot of respect for NBA players. I don't want Steven Adams to hunt me down. I think you're great. There's no way I could do your job, but you cannot do mine. You know, we get 3 massage therapists to a team of 53. Y'all would lose your fucking minds, dude. Hey, can anybody massage me? I'm sorer than I've ever been. I didn't used to get sore like this after shoot around. Can anybody massage me? Yeah, wait till 3 o'clock, bro. Go get some fucking Normatec boots. Get a lift. You know what I'm saying? Bro, they got 300-pound men sleeping in queen beds with roommates, bro. You're not ready for this life on the road, bro. We're sitting coach. You couldn't even fly coach. When's the last time Austin Rivers flew fucking coach? Austin Rivers, you're tripping, man. You last 3 days. You last 3 days, man. You're not ready for the salt mines, dude. Don't think you can come down to the salt mines because you're athletic. This is a different world. And you don't just make the team, you got to stay on the team, right? You know, so I don't know, man. If 30 NBA motherfuckers showed up day one of camp, I'm thinking there might be 2 left after a month. And that's your best 30, right? Anyways, if you gave a select group of NBA players a year to prepare, I'm setting the over under at 7.5. What do y'all think? I think it's going to hit right under. I think it's going to go right under. Because the thing about football is there's a whole bunch of skills that are only applicable to that sport. Oh, it's just like zone defense. Travis Kelce could play in the Tyler Lockett, he'd be so good in the NBA. He finds a soft spot in zones. It's just like the NBA. Jordan Mailata, he's 6'8". You think he can run the floor? I don't know. He's tall. That's all you got to be an NBA player. I don't think that. I don't say ridiculous things. I don't think we could play in your league. I don't think you could play in our league. That's just my take. You know what? Matter of fact, I'll do this. Hey, Austin Rivers, I don't know what he makes. He's got a lot of money. But if you can make an NFL team, I'll give you 2% of this company. 2%. All right? I need to talk to my lawyers first.